Hey everyone, this is Chuck here. Wanted to take a moment in this segment and talk about the whole idea of value chain analysis. So let's start with a couple of things here. To define what value chain analysis is, let's start by defining a value chain. So it's all those activities that we do across the supply chain here that the customer is willing to pay for. So here is your organization, and you certainly have customers, and customers have customers, of course. And going back the other direction, you have suppliers, and suppliers have suppliers, and this whole makes up the supply chain. Now, ultimately, it's you and I as a customer out on the right side here buying the item that's of value to us. And ideally, we want to pay for those activities that add value in our mind, and we don't want to pay for those things that don't add value. That's pretty typical. That's been part of lean and everything else. So when we look at those activities, we got to recognize a couple things. Is we've got our organization in the middle here. Our customers might have organizations just like us, as well as our suppliers and our suppliers. And within each of those boxes, we can talk about primary and support activities. Primary activities typically are those that add value. So for you and I, that is the purchasing and sourcing of raw materials. It's the supply chain operations, the steps we go through to make it, the logistics and the distribution to get it to us. And you can argue whether it happens on the end or up on front, but the sales and marketing piece that happens along with that, assuming marketing being educating you and I on the value of the project or the product, sales as far as the order entry part. Now, underneath this primary, so let's kind of scroll this up a second. Underneath these primary, of course, we have the support, and that's everything from the finance folks, could be the technology folks that have to support us, certainly the human resources departments, part of that conversation also for the staffing and the training, bringing people up to speed. So when we talk about value chain analysis, we're recognizing a couple of things. Number one, what are those primary value activities that we see here? Number two, we don't dismiss the support because they're necessary to help the primary happen, but it's not necessarily what you and I are paying for, or want to pay for, I should say. And then up on top, suppliers and customers have the same thing. So who puts together that best chain through the whole conversation is really what we're looking forward to accomplish with value chain analysis.